It's day 77 and we had to camp again last night without water. Luckily we were smart enough to get our water at the last creek before we knew we had to camp. A lot of the reason is just that so much of this is private, and there's also just nothing. I'd look at there's no grass under those trees. So we camped on a really dry sage flat with a lot of dried up grass, but the horses did get to eat last night, but they really need a good break and lots more to eat. They're all pretty tired. So today we've just got to get as close to Buena Vista as we can and find a camp on the Arkansas River, which could be a challenge because there's so much private there. It used to be in Colorado that private land was there, but people shared it, I guess, or they didn't fence it off. But now that it's worth so many millions of dollars, it's fenced off. There's cameras, there's threats of persecution if you even touch the private land. So it's just hard. And the other thing with that, Leadville and Buena Vista turned into resort towns now too, so the ranches are a lot fewer. And the people really aren't enamored at all by a pack string going through town. It's more like they're annoyed because they have to slow down, or they don't slow down, they just fly by us. So I find that really sad. You know, I grew up here and I'm a nice person because of the nice people here, and it's becoming to where we can't even live in my state. And I just find that really heartbreaking, and I'm so sick of seeing private land signs and keep out and no trespassing, and we used to joke those meant welcome whoever was riding, you know. It's just not a joke out here anymore. And the night before last, this really great guy named Scott, he gave us so much water to cook with. The horses had water. They could drink out of ditches and puddles. We can't always do that. We can't filter that. But he even came into our camp yesterday morning with a gallon of water. And he lives in a camper, you know, that's what he lives in. So it's really touching he was able to do that, or did that for us. And he gave us this really cool wooden cowboy he carved. So that was really touching. I just hope we find some other nice people today, because our horses so need a break. It's really hard to look at them when they're grazing and you can see all their ribs. If we could just have a few days of feed, that would all go away, because they're not that skinny. It's just really hard out here. But the other good news is that my friend Cindy's coming tonight. She's going to bring a lot of hay for these guys for a couple days worth. And she's going to pick juniper up, because juniper we haven't been able to use in like 3 weeks now. She ran under that tree and bruised her withers so bad that it's just not healing. And it's really been hard on the other horses because we can't give anybody else a break if we can't even put a saddle on her. So we're hoping to replace her, or we'll eliminate one of our packs. But yeah, this last bit of our trip is definitely the hardest. Because, you know, we argue a lot. And Clara wanted to leave. She had it all arranged to leave, and then she changed her mind this morning, which is really good. I'm glad she'll go to the end. It takes a lot of digging deep to get to the end of this stuff. So anyway, I hope with all the hard stuff that's been happening the last week, more than a week, you know, I hope it gets better today. because this is just a challenge. This country is just a challenge. So, anyway, we should be able to get to some ranches and things today. Hopefully I have some good news later on. So no sooner had I taken my last video than these people ran out to ask what we were doing, and they ended up bringing out some plastic bins and filling them up with water with a hose for the horses to get a good drink, which is really good because they haven't really drank well since last night. And then another guy named Paul, about 5 or 6 blocks later, offered us some drinks. So and he told us to fill our saddlebags up. So I've got Coke and Soleil's sparkling water. And anyway, we're riding down into Twin Lakes next, and we'll see how it goes. So we're just above Twin Lakes, and this is the view. Highway 24, and luckily we did not have to ride it because that would be scary. But we're just coming off this county road across the canyon, and this little area, old houses and stuff, that's granite. And the reason we're here is because there is a bridge down here that crosses. This is the Arkansas River. And then there's railroad tracks, or, oh, you can't see it, up a little higher, there's a really old stagecoach route. And if we can get on one of those and travel down to where the county road starts on the opposite side of the river, well, same side as the tracks and everything, that would probably be our best bet for getting into Buena Vista, which is still, I don't know, 20 or so miles, or maybe 12. I don't know if it was 20 or 30 from where we were this morning, but we've only gone about 10 miles today so far. So anyway, we're going to cross this highway together, get across that bridge, and onto the east side of the Arkansas River. It's a cool old barn. Made it across the bridge. And these guys have a nice drink. We chose the railroad tracks. So if we can get on this for about 3 miles, we can stay off 24 over there, and we'll make it to a county road that actually parallels the tracks. And we don't have to cross that river because we've already crossed it. So, looks like the fences here are pretty old. We'll probably be able to get through, I would think. And the only train that runs the only train that runs in Leadville is the tourist train, and it runs out of Leadville up north toward the pass, which this is south of Leadville, so there's not any train that goes down this track. Although some people said they were thinking of reopening it, but not today, so it's ours. Kind of cool. It's very western to ride down the railroad tracks.
made it to the county road from the railroad tracks, so. Well, first, this is the stagecoach road, the old one. Obviously not new since there aren't any stagecoaches around. But then, look at all this pipe. I mean, that's a lot of water pipe. I wonder what they're planning on doing with the Arkansas River. Looks like an osprey nest on that bridge over there. The osprey are kind of flying over us. They're not happy. So the guy in that truck just unlocked this gate for us. Anyway, he unlocked this gate for us. If he hadn't, we would never have gotten out of this area.